Okay, I'm going to talk about the Paul McCartney, Kanye West collaborations and what he did with Rihanna. A lot to say in a short amount of time. But let me just start off by saying this is where I stand on Kanye. Or showing you, rather, where I stand on Kanye. College dropout. Late registration. Graduation. 808s and heartbreaks. And what I think is his masterpiece, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Kanye, in my eyes, did much to innovate hip-hop. And I'm not one of those guys that dismisses hip-hop. You know, I was listening to Public Enemy alongside the Beatles when I was in high school. And hip-hop has a place. Now, just like with anything, there's good and bad. Kanye was doing some great things. That's 5 albums. 5 albums that innovated hip-hop. 5 albums that you could sit down and listen to from start to finish and not get bored with them. Now, what's been bothering me about Kanye lately is this humongous head that he has. And I don't know when he got this huge head. Jumping up on stage at the MTV Video Awards with Taylor Swift back in 2009, and now at the Grammys with Beck of all people. And I mean, some of his points on the Grammys throughout the years I do understand. I've had issues with the Grammys myself. But the guy's got to get taken down a few pegs here, because, you know, just because somebody else calls you a genius, don't call yourself a genius. You know, you just don't do that. You remain humble. Now, where does Paul McCartney fit into this? Paul McCartney's done some great collaborations over the years. You know, he's done with Stevie Wonder and even with Michael Jackson. Those seemed like natural collaborations. And in the 90s, he was hanging out with a lot of the Britpop bands in England. You know, you saw pictures of him hanging out with the guys in Blur. You saw pictures of him with the Gallagher brothers. And those seemed like, you know, he was the elder statesman and they were looking up to him. So it seemed kind of natural. And even when he hooked up with Nigel Godrich, Radiohead's producer for Chaos and Creation in the Backyard, it seemed natural. Now, I see Paul at the Grammys with Kanye and Rihanna, and he looks out of place. His mic was turned off. It's something about it just does not seem right. It just doesn't make sense to me. Now, Paul collaborating with anybody, you know, is perfectly fine for me, because he's Macca, he's cool, but one side of this, in fact, a good chunk of it, seems like he's trying to stay relevant. Now, he's always been on the cutting edge of electronic stuff, you know, fine. But I really didn't hear much Paul in the song 4 or 5 Seconds, which I do admit is a catchy tune. And Rihanna sings in a different style here. But I don't know. Something about it just is not clicking with me. And maybe this will all make sense when the album comes out, if much of their collaboration appears on Kanye's album. And I'm trying to figure this out here, because it really seems contrived to me. And that's what bothers me. It really seems contrived. It really seems like somebody told Paul, you know, you should do something with Kanye. Or, I mean, is Paul being used as a tool here? I don't know. He just seems so excited to be up there and look, in my eyes, rather confused. He seemed out of place. And now Kanye has got an even bigger head. I mean, he's basically talking about his collaboration with Paul, and I'm paraphrasing what he said here. But basically, he said something along the lines of, you know, I have angst. And who was the last person Paul worked with that had angst? John Lennon. I have angst like John Lennon. Kanye, you're not John. Kanye, you're never going to be John Lennon. Kanye, John would never marry a reality television star for further prominence or further publicity, because I really think him and Kim Kardashian is publicity. John would not care about award shows. John had a sense of humor. Kanye, you don't have a sense of humor, at least not anymore. You take it personal when anybody even remotely does a joke or a skit about you on a late night television show. John wouldn't get upset with that. Again, I'm confused. I need help understanding this. And again, what's Macca doing? Because I'm, myself and a lot of other people, I'm sure, are trying to figure this one out. It doesn't seem natural. It does not seem natural. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this? I do admit 4 or 5 seconds is catchy. But leave some comments here. Let's keep this going. Let's get a discussion going on this, because I need help figuring this one out, and I'm sure you need help figuring this one out.